Hey,
What's up, YouTube?
Today, we are counting down our top 10 albums from 2025. It is a little bit into 2026, so maybe you guys think this is like old news or whatever, but I don't know. I feel like you can't move on from things too fast.
Exactly.
you
This
know?
is a recant of all those amazing things that were released in 2025.
My name is Marcus, if you don't know, and I am joined by my friend,
Sasha.
and we do these videos every year. It's very fun, and I'm really excited to talk about some of this stuff.
This has been an amazing year for music, in my opinion. Not only has my music taste been broadened so much, but there's been so much diverse music that came out, and I'm very excited to get to talking about it.
I have a lot of different stuff on my list.
Same. It's like crazy.
Oh, by the way, we're doing something different this year in that we don't know each other's. Normally, we look at each other's and we're like, okay, that's cool, and then we just
this
give
is
you guys
genuine
it,
reactions.
But yeah, these are we're reacting to each other's lists. So we're gonna start with honorable mentions. So my honorable mentions are Kamo, K1, Pink Panthers, Fancy That, Earl Sweatshirt, Live Laugh Love, Quanic, Warbrained, Little Sims, Lotus, Geese Getting Killed, and Playboi Carti Music. I will say specifically about Music, this is one of my most listened to albums of the year, and I think it has some top tier songs, which is why I had to mention it in here. But I'm not, 30 songs is not like top, altogether it's not a top 10 album, so it's not making the list, but had to make the mentions.
That was an amazing. We did go see that in concert. It
True,
was
yeah.
very amazing. We got really good seats and all that.
The fan was on over there. Sorry about that. It just stopped.
My honorable mentions are Lux by Rosalia, Fancy That by Pink Panthers,
Okay.
Ain't No Damn Way by Kate Trinata, Don't Tap the Glass by Tyler the Creator, Forever How Long by Black Country New Road, Balloonerism by Mac Miller, Stardust by Danny Brown, and Vanisher Horizons Scraper by Quadeca.
Okay. So, Kate Trinata was was your number one last year, right?
2 years ago when he dropped.
No, that was last year. Timeless was last year.
Was Timeless last year?
I think so. I don't know. 2020. This is what I'm saying. In like 2024 feels a long time ago.
Huh.
I think
It might have been. Yeah, I think so.
2024. But that was so long ago though. Like, Brat feels like so long ago. Okay. My number 10 was one of your honorable mentions. It's Danny Brown, Stardust.
Better shape up and get them squares about your circle. If all these niggas bosses, then tell me who the...
That makes sense.
So this is like Danny Brown's first album sober, and I think it's nice to see him just like have fun while being sober. Like he was like really depressed on his last album Quaranta, so like for this to just be like the fun album with songs like it's like Copycats and Starburst, it's like he's just like enjoying his time and enjoying his skills of being just a great rapper, and like it's really fun to listen to. Also like the storytelling on songs like Book of Daniel, the intro, the end, all those like is really just like beautiful and really well done. Like in the reaction like me and Felix did, like you can see us like freaking out about like just the story, and like it's so inspiring, and it's like there's tragic moments and there's like sad stuff, but it's like it all feels like it worked out, you know what I mean? In the lyric he says like, when the fat lady sings, just know you lived your dreams, or something like that, and like that's a great lyric, and it like sums up my thoughts kind of on that. And then a big talking point for this album also was obviously the guest features. You get Underscores, Jane Remover, Quadeca, and I think the album, it feels kind of like a shuffle playlist in a way because of how different all the sounds are. But I think that Danny just does a really good job working with all those people, with the guest production of like Quadeca's kind of like art pop style, with Underscores more like electronic style, and he just has really good chemistry with a lot of these young artists, and it's really cool to see, and I love a lot of the sounds on here. It's really fun. My favorite song on here is Copycats with Underscores. I just think that Underscores production on here like is just so fun to listen to, and Danny's verses like fit the groove perfect every time, and I like Underscore's hook on there a lot too.
I do agree that album was super fun. It was very close to making the list for me. Like it kind of got down to like 4 albums that were like going to be in the last spot.
Right, yeah,
And
number 10
that
was
was in there.
really hard to pick.
My number 10 is Deadbeat by Tame Impala. This is like Tame Impala stepping into like dance pop, and it's so different from everything he's done In the past, it was just so much more like psychedelic, like floating type of tracks. And now he's like trying like something more like a little easier to swallow to an extent, but also like it's the type of thing that you can really just like move to. And I really like that. And it's so like fun to listen to on a surface level, but at the same time, if you like really listen to like the lyrics and everything, it has like so much like meaning to it, and you can really feel like he put like himself into that album, and it's a really good listen. My favorite track personally was Old Ways. I really like the bounciness of that track, and
Is
like
that the intro.
The beat I thought was like amazing. Also Dracula, which was one of the like singles, was really good, and I listened to it during Halloween, which was like kind of awesome. Like
He
it's
did
a perfect
release
Halloween
it as
song.
like a perfect timing. Like
exactly.
I know that song like peaked so hard streaming wise on Halloween.
Yeah, but I think it's just like overall a fun album with depth if you like want that too.
Okay, my number 9 is I Love My Computer by Nina Girachi. So this is just a really fun electronic album that like kind of incorporates pop with some of the vocals and stuff like that. This is my first time listening to Nina Girachi. Like I've never heard of her before this year, but I had to check this out, as I said in the reaction, because of the album cover. And like the aesthetic is all just so like cool and fresh to me. Like I love, I mean, the album cover, as I said, I can't, like, that's my
the album cover is
best
so
album
good.
cover of the year, in my opinion.
I agree.
And just the sound of everything, like, it's weird. It's all, like, mechanical and kind of just, like, I don't know, it feels, like, chaotic in the internet way, but it's, like, something holds it together a lot, too. And also, like, I think she put a lot of effort very clearly into, like, the song ideas lyrically. Like it's like weirdly specific situations that are like relatable to a lot of people. Like songs like Delete or iPod Touch, Info Hazard, those songs, like as someone who's on the internet a lot and who has been on the internet a lot for many years, it's like I see that, you know, I like really feel a lot of those songs. And also the sound design is so perfect. Like I love like Fuck My Computer, where it's like the mechanical kind of whirring synth, but then you also get like warmer, more organic sounding songs like Delete or iPod Touch, and I love all the soundscapes. A really underrated song is the outro, also All at Once. It's like kind of harder to get into because the song structure is so much more out there than the rest of the songs, but it's like 5 minutes of just like crazy like stuff happening, you know, and it's like, as I said, her sound design is goated, so it just like works really well. And then my favorite is Fuck My Computer. I just think it's like the most fun. It's like just a banger, and it's also like funny, like lyrically it's just like a funny idea, and the vocal chop where it's like is so cool, and I just think that it has like the best progression of any song there. But like there's other songs, like Delete was in consideration too. I also really like Battery Death.
Yeah, I love that album too. My number 9 is probably the most surprising album to be on here, honestly, and that's Ruby by Jenny.
I haven't heard this actually, so
It's it has a very like industry feel to it, which I don't love. Like that's the only like part of it that I don't love too much. But I think like I really like when like especially actually K-pop idols step away from their group and do like a solo project. But this album, as like a first solo album for her, it sounds so good. It's such a fun listen. It's maybe one of the most like fun to listen to, like easy to just like play wherever you are albums of the year, in my opinion. It has like a very like nice vibe to it that immerses you really into the album itself. The feature list is crazy. It goes on and on and on. My personal favorite song was Damn Right. I really love Childish Gambino's part on it. Overall, yeah, just like an amazing album. I don't have too much to say other than like all that. Like it's fun. Yeah.
Okay, that was number 9. So what's after 9? Number 8, obviously. Okay, my number 8 is a mixtape, but that's basically an album. It's Half Blood by Slayer. So this is a very underrated album in my opinion. It's or underrated mixtape, sorry. Like, it's got kind of traction, but like I still don't think enough people are talking about it, because I genuinely think Slayer will be like mainstream within like a year or two. Because okay, like he does rage music. Like I'd consider this mixtape, sorry, to be considered, it's rage, but it's like very consistent and diverse in a way that not a lot of rage projects are, in my opinion. And it's also like his vocal style is so catchy and like fun and clean, and just like, I don't know, it's really like easy to just get into, in my opinion. I think he has so much like personality with his vocals, and like melodically rapping and everything is just really good. And as I was saying, this mixtape, sorry, is really diverse. So like there's a lot of like melodic, brighter songs on here with more like video gamey like synths and stuff. But then there's a few songs that are like more intense actual rage songs. Like there's a song Never Go Down, which is my favorite of the like intense rage songs, where it's like this like weird like fart bass in the beat. It sounds weird and it sounds bad the way I described it just now, but like if you listen to it, it's actually fire and it's very unique. And his flows are actually like really impressive on there too. Also, another thing about this album, it incorporates like rock in the instrumentals at times. Like there'll be like a handful of these songs, like the final leg will just switch to rock drums and like heavy guitars, and it fits the sound really well, but it's something that's just very unique. And like he keeps rapping on the rock instrumental. It's so sick. And my favorite song on here is Love Blur, which is just the intro. I think like it just is representative of like everything I kind of like about this album. Like mixtape, sorry. It incorporates like the rock stuff at the end, and it also has like the fire, like cute video game synths. It really reminds me of, if anyone knows what this is, the Candyland level in Speedrun 4 on Roblox. Some people will know what this is, some people won't know what this is, but if you know, you know, and it sounds like that. Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know if I played that with anyone. I think I played that with my cousins in like 2017. Yeah, his flows and melodies on here are just really good, and like there's a lot of rhythmic switch ups, which I like, and it also samples a J-pop song in the like chords and the melody and stuff, and it like really comes through. Like I love the chord progression on this song, and like his melody is just great, but he also like, it doesn't fully just like ride the back of the sample too. Like Slayer fully makes the song his own as well. And it's also one of the most colorful albums in the year, not only in sound, but also like the album cover is like, has a bunch of colors on it too. You know, I'm better than Hive Mind, because Hive Mind always gives their guests like the shitty like wooden stool, but I give my guests the good chair. I know it looks beat, but it's really comfortable. I have to sit on
It's very comfortable.
On this little item.
Yeah, no, Hive Mind are talks blocks. My number 8 is Magic Alive by McKinley Dixon.
Let's get out of here.
We were just listening to this.
We were. This is like, I really like that like jazz hip hop. It's such a good rapping performance by McKinley Dixon too, and it's so like, so many of the songs have such a nice like vibe to them. It really does feel like alive, which is like kind of funny, but it like is an album that feels alive, and it feels like so real and everything. My favorite songs from this were Sugar Water and the title track Magic Alive. I think that Sugar Water especially is like such a nice like feel, and it really like gets you like fully immersed in the song. Like it feels like you're surrounded by it. Overall, it's just like a really like nice album. You just put it on. I really like listening to it in the car. It's such a good driving album, and it's just super vibey and everything.
Yeah, I actually really like your description of it being alive, because it's like the album cover or the album title, but also like
it does feel
like
alive.
It really does.
Yeah.
Like all the like saxophones and stuff like going off through the stuff, and I like the live drums on that album a lot too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it all live music?
I'm not sure. I haven't done that much research into that
I could
album,
see it
but
being
it's
though. Like
it sounds like it. Yeah. It might be samples sometimes too, but I don't know. My number 7 pick is Hurry Up Tomorrow by The Weeknd. So I think this album's honestly underrated because, well, it dropped at the very start of the year, so it's like, yeah. But also, like, people really dismiss this album due to the length. Like, I know some of our friends who listen to, like, everything didn't listen to it because
it's long. It makes sense to an extent.
It's fair, but it's genuinely quality throughout, like, the entire thing. Like, it's, I don't like Timeless, but every other song is good. Like, very, very good. It's very diverse, like some of the other albums I've been talking about on here. Like, there's, like, fun, dancey, like, synth pop songs, like Wake Me Up, the intro is fire. Like, it reminds me of Michael Jackson, which is so sick. I really like Niagara Falls also. It reminds me of, like, it's, like, 90s R&B kind of, but, like, futuristic AF. And then the funk song Sao Paulo. It's funny describing it as funk, but it's really good. But then you also get like slower ballads, like Baptized in Fear is my favorite lyrical song on here. It feels like it's like painting a painting that's like, it feels like it's like a classical painting, if that makes sense, but like in word form. Like the imagery of him like drowning in the bathtub and stuff is crazy, and the album feels like really just futuristic, and that's something that I've noticed with my list. Like my picks so far, I think, and like a lot of my picks that we will see, very either futuristic or like things that could only exist like this decade. Like there's only like 2 albums I'd say on my list that could have even been made before like 2020. And maybe that says something about my taste, or maybe that says something about how like the best stuff is always pushing the boundary forward. I don't know, whatever. But and like this album, yeah, it feels really futuristic, and like it's produced by mainly Mike Dean and also 10 Tricks Point Never, who dropped like a really good like glitchy ambient album this year, Tranquilizer. And it all just like, I feel like the reverb and everything makes me feel like I'm in like an impossibly big space that's just like bright and also like beautiful. And also the messages, like for the Weeknd's final album, the messages about like relearning peace and love seem like really fitting and just really nice. Like, yeah, there's distress on the album, but it's like in the end, it feels like he really finds his way. And yeah, it's a great send off for the Weeknd, I think. Great artist. And my favorite is Cry For Me. It's just like such a banger. Something about the melody, like cry for me like I cry for you. Something about that is just really perfect. And also the drums are really good. And I love all the synths and like the keys and stuff as well. Something about it feels like medieval, weirdly.
It's like time. It's kind of timeless.
Yeah.
Speaking of things or albums that could be made before the this like decade, before 2020, my number 7 is Getting Killed by Geese. This album,
I wasn't sure where you were going with that, but I see.
This album is like, it's so interesting. Like, it really isn't normally the type of music I love, but the like feel of it and like the way it like catches you is so like interesting. And the first time I listened to it, I actually didn't like love it very much, but the more I like listen to it, the better and better it gets. And it's really just like super interesting. It has good lyricism all around. Like, this is kind of weird, but I feel like going to a concert of theirs would be like really, really awesome. Like, I feel like this album would be amazing to see live in like a open park kind of.
Yeah.
Like, that would be really cool.
Like, their songs are meant to just be like a band
it feels like
playing.
It.
And it's like...
And I love that vibe of it too. Like, it does just feel like a band playing like songs together. It feels like you could be in their garage, like listening to them, like making all the songs. My favorite songs on the album were Taxes and 100 Horses. Taxes is very like experimental in like a way. It's very like unlike a lot of things you've probably like heard before, but it's really just like, it's kind of funny, and it's really like feels like good listening to it and everything. And I don't want to pay my taxes.
I love that song. My favorite on that, I had this in my honorable mentions, but my favorite on that is Half Real. That's my favorite song.
That is a good one. That's a good one.
Okay, my number 6 album is Ghost Holding by Venturing. So, do you know what this is?
I don't actually.
Okay. surprising amount of people haven't heard about this, but it's Jane Remover's lo-fi rock side project.
Oh.
It's just another like account basically, but it's like a fully. It's not like a secret that it's Jane Remover. Like it's a full just another Jane album, but it's rock. And I really like that this album has like slower songs like Something Needs to Change and We Don't Exist, and it also has like fast-paced songs like Believe and Dead Forever. And yeah, it's a very replayable album. This album feels like being out in the city at nighttime and just like doing something. And it's very, very catchy. And also the lyrics on this album are really like, they're very tragic, but also they're really honest in a way that's unique on a Jane project, and it's so played well and sung well. Jane's vocals have crazy range on this album. Like none of her other albums even come close to this album in terms of like vocal range. Like she'll go really deep, she'll go really high. It's crazy. And the guitars are really good, all played by Jane, I think. And it's crazy seeing how good their guitar skills have gotten over the years. It kind of reminds me of McGee, so if you like him, maybe you might like this album. Sometimes they are like distorted and like shoegazy though as well, and that like is just a really nice sound.
I like that style.
It's all
especially
very
from Jane.
It's all very like fuzzy kind of, and like just warm but also cold at the same time. It's like a comfort listen kind of, even though it is like insanely depressing. My favorite on this album is Famous Girl, because the beginning feels like a beautiful, fun summer indie rock banger, but the ending gets like slow and reflective, and I love like both sides of that sound, and they also both carry like similar melodies, which is just a great melody, like the Speed It Out I-15, and then yeah, I love the plucky guitar. I love Jane's vocals on the song. It's really good.
My number 6, and forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, it's Debí tirar más fotos by Bad Bunny. This is such a good album. Like, I think it's his best project so far. It feels so like summery and like so like alive, and you can like groove to it so easily, and like it's so like groovy. It's so like, I wouldn't even say dancey exactly, but like it has like such a like bounciness to it that really makes it like feel so there and so like real and everything. My favorite songs from it were DTMF and Nueve Yo. I really like those two specifically because they both have that grooviness boosted to the max, it feels like. This is another album where just like in my car listening to it, it just like, I feel so there, so in the moment and everything. Such an amazing like artist. I'm really excited to see him perform at the Super Bowl. That's going to be an amazing...
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. I think that's going to be super interesting too, because it's like such different like culturally from like most people that have performed there.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not listen to this, but you make a really good case on why I should. I like your description of how it was like present.
It's very... Yeah.
I really like the album cover also.
It is I like, love that. The,
it's
like,
a
lawn
weird
chair
thing because it's kind of like a bad photo. Like it looks like something that you just like.
But it adds to it
without like thinking really. But it like really does feel like a memory, and it's like it brings you in too.
And it
like,
really
why
does
lawn chairs?
Feel like it adds to that like summery vibe of it. Kind of.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, definitely.
It gives you a setting almost to the album, which I really like.
It's like Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah.
Why are there lawn chairs? My number 5 is Let God Sort 'Em Out by Clips. This is like a popular choice for these lists, and I mean, it absolutely makes sense.
I mean, yeah.
Like, the raps from Pusha T and Malice on this album are literally like perfect. Every single line just like hits, both in terms of like their flows, but also just like in terms of like lyrically. Like, whenever they say some like cool turn thing about like coke or jewelry, I'm like, yes, this is it. But whenever they say something like sad or like more thoughtful, I guess, it's like I really feel that as well. It's a very human album on all sides of like human feeling, I guess. And also Malice's comeback is like so inspiring to see, because this is a guy who's basically been retired for like many years, and he came back this year like he was never gone. Like, it doesn't feel like he's getting back into anything. It just feels like he's been here the whole time. Also, the production from Pharrell is very good. My favorite beat is Chains and Whips, because it's like the guitar chops and like this weird sample texture thing. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's just like kind of whistly. And it's just like, I don't know what that is, but it just sounds cool, and it like adds to the beat a lot. Like, it's just a weird rhythmic thing that you can like have fun with. And also like the kick with no snare is like crazy too. And like Kendrick, how he comes in with like, I don't fuck with the kumbaya shit, and it's just the kick is so cool. Like, that song has like a Wild West vibe to it, like with the bring bring type of guitar, and like it feels like these guys are like pulling up with like revolvers to like the saloon to like kill people. My favorite on the album though is The Birds Don't Sing, my favorite overall song, because I mean, obviously like Pusha T and Malice just have like incredible verses. Like Malice's verse I think is like rap verse of the year, and like topically they describe something that is like part of kind of the inevitable human experience so well. And there's so many memorable perfect lyrics, like Pusha T, I love you met Nige, hate that he won't remember you. And then Malice, chivalry ain't dead, you ain't let her go alone, shared you with my friends, the pops they never had. And then obviously the one that everyone knows, so imagine his pain finding bass in the cupboard. Yeah, best raps of the year.
Yeah, no, that's an incredible album. My number 5 is Ginkgo by Panchico. In my opinion, Panchico has the most interesting like come up of like any artist or band. I won't get too in depth to it right now because it doesn't really relate to this album too much.
Probably a lot of people watching.
Most people will know.
Kind of,
I'd also recommend to like look it up on YouTube or something.
Yeah, it's really
super interesting. But basically, to like summarize it, kind of, they were a band as like teenagers, and they made a few CDs. And they lost those CDs. They never like really released it on like streaming or anything. And about 5 years ago or something, someone in a thrift store found one of the old CDs for their last album called Death Metal. And it was like super rotted and everything. But they posted it on like 4chan or something.
Yeah.
And they like got people to restore all the tracks and everything, and all the attention it got made the band come back, and they were like, oh yeah, we made this, and they re-recorded everything. And this is the first album that they've done since then that they've released. It's really good. It's like, if you've listened to death metal already too, it's kind of similar in that way. It's like kind of rock, but like very soft rock. And it feels like a warm hug almost. My 2 favorite songs were Honeycomb and Florida. They're both very like lift you up, like support you kind of songs. And it's a super interesting album and everything. It sounds amazing. Yeah.
Follow me on 4chan.
Don't actually go on 4chan. I was like,
you can go if you want.
I'm not
I
wouldn't recommend it.
I'm tricking you. Speaking of number 4, my number 4 pick is Choke Enough by OK Lou. I listened to this album very late. I heard the singles when they came out, but I listened to this album very late. But it's grown on me so insanely fast. It's like an electronic pop album, and I think this album has the most creative, like most fresh sound of any album this year, in my personal opinion. It's very like quiet and subtle, and that's for that reason I thought it was just like kind of mid on first listen, to be honest. But like the more I listen to it, I like really get to enjoy like all the details and subtleties in the production and vocals, and they're all like just really beautiful, and like I love how everything sounds. Ethel Cain actually described this album as pop music for bugs, which is a weird description if you've not heard the album, but if you've heard it, it makes a lot of sense somehow, because it's like, it's very organic sounding kind of, and all very like tiny, but it's also like futuristic, and like insects are kind of futuristic.
Yeah, they kind of are.
Because like they have like a million hexagonal like shiny eyes, and like have like it's weird. But I first heard of this through the single with Blade, which is "Take Me by the Hand," and you know, Calvin's Cabin. Have you been there?
Yeah.
I listened to that song a bunch when I was at Calvin's cabin, our friend Calvin, and like it's just so cool. Like it's very, I don't know, this album's a weird mix of like everything's all very auto-tuned and like all the instrumentals are just kind of like synth plucks and stuff. So it feels very futuristic, but at the same time it feels kind of like really organic and like connected to nature in a way. I guess cuz like yeah, it's like a futuristic techie palette, but it's like it's all very alive and nuanced in a way that only nature can be. And also everything feels really intentional. Like the vocals, production, like everything, I don't know, it feels very intentional. Like nothing ever feels unnecessary. The album's not that long. It's only like 35 minutes or something, and it just feels like everything is just like bangers. Even the interludes, like I like them on the album a lot. Like they add a lot of just like ambience and world building. And my favorite is the outro Blade Bird because it's like the most catchy on the album, I think. And I love like the pianos, I love the synths, and the lyrics are also like, they're kind of deceptively sweet. Like it seems really sweet, but then when you actually read into them, it's like low-key like disturbing because it's like, what are you talking about? And yeah, it's I love this album.
Okay, my number 4 is Let God Sort 'Em Out by Clips.
There we go.
Listen, it all hits different, my listen.
The birds don't sing.
I won't get into it too much because it's already recently been talked about, and I like it for a lot of the same reasons. Definitely, like, rap performance of the year. It's just, like, their chemistry, like Malice, Pusha T, just they go so well together. My favorite song from it was also Birds Don't Sing, actually. It's such a sad song, while also being like intense and like really like is almost like rage sad, but then it's broken up by like John Legend's like amazing vocal performance.
I didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, like the birds don't sing, the birds don't sing, they scream in pain. It's like, oh my goodness.
But also I like that because like yeah, it is beautiful because it's John Legend, but also like lyrically it is also like upset.
Yeah, know? Like
the birds don't
so
sing;
sad.
they screech in pain.
It's like it has really good world building as a song. Actually,
yeah,
it like creates this feeling of like even like crows or like vultures or some like weird like kind of like scary bird like screeching and like circling above in the sky. Like that's what I see when I listen to this song. But yeah, it's an amazing album. My favorite rap album that was released in 2025. And I really, really do hope that they make more albums together.
Is this our first overlapping? Like, same?
So far, yeah.
Did you? That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
All right, my number 3 is Willoughby Tucker, I'll Always Love You by Ethel Cain. So there's like a singer-songwriter album that like incorporates rock, but it's also all very like cleanly produced, and her albums are written about the story of like the fictional character Ethel Cain, and this is a prequel to her first album Preacher's Daughter, so that's like all backstory you need to kind of know to understand what I'm about to say. And this album is like memories kind of her like boyfriend Willoughby Tucker, and it's like they're not like kind of nice memories but told in like a very obviously sad way. And like it's a slow album. It's a very slow album. I mean, there's like a 7-minute piano interlude, and like there's a 5-minute like interlude with just like ambient like synths and stuff. There's like a lot of slow just guitar piano passages, but it really pays off when you learn to love this album. Like yeah, it's an hour and 13 minutes and there's only 10 songs, so there's like a 15-minute song on here, but like once you get into it, like all the vocal melodies on all the like even on the 15-minute song all throughout is really great. All the instrumentation and everything. One of the songs I really did learn to love was like Radio Towers, which as I said is the 5-minute synth interlude. Like I didn't like it on first listen, but I saw Ethel Cain live in August, pretty soon after the album came out, at an outdoor venue, and I think she left the stage for just like a little intermission, like to take a break, and just let Radio Towers like play on the speakers for like 5 minutes. And I was just like laying down in the grass in this outdoor venue, and like this song was just echoing out like really loudly into the night, and it just like was a really like special feeling. The whole album is just like hazy and dreamy and in a way that makes it feel like a memory, and it's just really like unique and cool. Like it's even unique for an Ethel Cain album because it feels like it's a telling of the past. Preacher's Daughter feels present. My favorite on here is Dust Bowl because it's actually the song that got me into this album, and also Ethel Cain because Jane Remover covered it like a few years ago. But also like the vocals are just really catchy, and like I love those like twangy guitars and stuff. They feel really like depressed. And also the drop at like Vietnam is like the biggest moment on the album, and it's so cool. It was crazy at concert. And also the wind chimes on this song like remind me of my grandma's house, which like adds to the like nostalgia kind of. That's my favorite song, but like A Knock at the Door, Janie, and Fuck Me Eyes, I need to give a shout out to because those two of those are like really sad. And then one of them is just like an actual banger that I like listen to all the time.
Speaking of number 3, my number 3 is Revenge Seekers by Jane Remover. This album is the most fun album of the year. Like, we both went together and saw this in person. It was an amazing, amazing concert. Like, we got there super early, so we got to like go up to the very front. Unreal experience. Like that is gonna genuinely like live with me for the rest of my life. That is a highlight of 2025 for me. But overall, just like as an album, it's so fun, it's so in your face and like intense. Like it feels like you're getting screamed at the entire time almost, which sounds bad, but like it just is done in a way that's like so good.
It's like cathartic.
Exactly.
I feel like
yeah.
I live through Jane's anger kind of.
Mm-hmm. And there's so much anger in it, but like it's not bad anger. It's like being channeled in like the perfect way, literally. All the songs sound like amazing. My one downside is because of the intensity, it makes it a little hard to differentiate between songs for me. Like they're all very similar in like the vibe and like the sense of it. But speaking of favorites for it, my favorite song is Psycho Boost featuring Danny Brown. Danny Brown's performance on this song was like incredible. Obviously Jane Remover and Danny Brown have like some amazing, amazing chemistry. And it's just like such an incredible album, and it's even my concert of the year. So number two.
Damn. Okay. My number 2 is I forget. Oh, it's Vanisher Horizon Scraper by Quadeka.
I was expecting that.
So this is a concept album about a sailor who loses his mind on a voyage trying to find fulfillment in life. That's how I interpret it at least, but I think a part of the magic of this album is that there's so many ways to interpret it. That's not how I interpreted it on first listen. That's not how a lot of other people interpret it. And that's totally like cool. I think Quadeka intentionally wrote it that way so that it's like you can have your own takeaways, you know. And I love this album because there's so many different sounds. Like there's like folk stuff on here, like the beginning of Ruin My Life or Monday or like the end of That's Why or Forgone. And then there's like rap stuff on here, like the second part of Waging War, the end of Godstained, At a Time Like This, Dancing Without Moving, Thunder, The Great Bakunawa. And then there's also like post-rock sections on like Casper specifically. There's even like the ambient interlude, I Dream About Sinking, which is like actually really good. I love like the clarinets on that song. But it's all like tied together by the lyrical style, I think, but also like obviously the ocean aesthetic. Like you can literally hear like the waves in some of these songs, and it's just done in such a cool way. Like, I feel like there's a chance that Quadeca chose the ocean. I think he's actually said that he did this. He chose the ocean before he made the album. Like, he chose, this is going to be an ocean-themed album, and then he made the album. And it, like, it's such a good focus on the ocean, and the ocean is such a beautiful thing, and like beaches and everything are awesome. So it just makes for a great vibe of the album. I can't talk about this album without mentioning the film either. The film is not a must watch. I think that the album's totally great without the film, but it definitely adds a lot. Like, the imagery is great, and it kind of like solidifies the storyline a little more, I think. And yeah, this album's very visual to me, not only because it's a visual album, but it just carries that in the sound and like how I feel listening to it. Quadeca's vocals are also really good on here, and they've severely like improved, I think, since Scrapyard, his last album. My favorite on here was really hard to decide. I think this was the hardest one to pick because like there's so many different, every song basically is totally different, and they're all super high quality. But I ended up going with Godstained. It's the lead single. It's the most popular song on the album. And it's just, like, I love the rhythms on here. Like, it's inspired by bossa nova, and I love, like, that subtly danceable thing. Like, it's not overly, like, there's no, like, intense kicks or something like that. But it's just, like, the rhythms are, like, really good. And Quadeca has the best vocals on here, in my opinion. Like, I love the I thought you knew. And then also Olika's flute and backing vocals are also, like, add a lot to it. Like, I can play the song in the middle of a cold winter night and, like, be teleported to, like, a beautiful beach day with the sun in my eyes and, like, the ocean sounds and smells.
My number two...
I actually don't know what you're gonna have here. Because I know one of your next few.
My number 2 is Hurry Up Tomorrow by The Weeknd.
Okay. So, okay, that's the one I knew you were gonna have.
Yeah. Some backstory, we were talking about this a little bit. Marcus knows I love The Weeknd and everything.
Yeah.
And I was kind of talking about my 1 and 2 spot is like so shaky. But up until like the planning and everything for this video, this was easily my number 1. But last minute, I like re-listened to the other album that I have on here.
I actually don't know what it is. I'm literally trying to think of this.
And I just like, it just like caught me. But we don't have to talk about that album right now. We're talking about Hurry Up Tomorrow, which, oh my goodness, what a send-off for The Weeknd. One of the greatest artists of like modern time, and that's like undeniable. Even like the impact he's had, like the legacy he's gonna leave behind is like crazy. And like this album really just like an hour and a half of nonstop just like good song, good song, good song, good song. It feels like there's never a moment where I can like put the album down, which is crazy for being an hour and 30 minutes long.
He really did like lock in for this album. Like,
it's just like,
it's impressive.
It's so there's no other artist I can really think of in current times that I could listen to for a straight hour and a half, and it's not super different. Like, most of his stuff is pretty similar, but it doesn't matter because it all just sounds so good. And like his voice is like the most melodic thing of all time, and like the production and like the synths he uses are just like all beautiful. It's such a beautiful album and everything. It really feels like, obviously it is a piece of art as music, but it feels not just like, it feels beyond like art in a musical sense. It feels like art in like such a grand sense, and it feels so timeless and everything. Like, I could go on and 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 on about it. Just how like beautiful and everything this album is, how nice of a listen to, how calm and mellow, but at the same time how intense it can feel. It has a song on it for really like every occasion almost, which I love. My personal favorites on it were Cry For Me, which is just beautiful. Like, I think it's the best vocal performance he has on the entire album. And my other favorite song is actually very underrated in my opinion. It's I Can't Wait to Get There.
That one's so good.
That's my favorite song on the album, actually. I do think it's better than Cry For Me. It's so hard to encapsulate the feeling that this song gives me. It's unlike anything I've really heard. It's like a lullaby. It's so like warm and cozy, but it's also like otherworldly. It's perfect. Like that is a perfect song. Yeah.
I don't know what your number one is. I don't know what it is.
I'm so excited for it.
Because like this whole time, because I was gonna make a comment actually about how we said at the start we're reacting to our picks, but like
it hasn't felt really because
like
either we haven't listened to it or like it's kind of like I knew it.
Yeah,
but that's like I knew this would like go into that.
Number one, damn.
Number
we went
one.
through this not that fast. Actually, it's been an hour and 13 minutes. All right, number one. My number one is Revenge Seekers by Jane Remover. So I think no one could have predicted this, to be honest.
No, I had no idea. As you could tell by my reaction.
By Jane Remover. So I think...
As someone who's been a fan of Jane for like multiple kind of like periods, I think this is like the album that Jane has been making their whole career, if that makes sense. Because the OG Jane Remover sound was this kind of auto-tuned digicore inspired by like Quinn and Pierre Bourne, and then like their signature was like having just sound effects sampled from a bunch of random places, like. But then they took kind of detours with like their first two albums, like Frailty and Census. And then with Revenge Seekers, Jane's like, it's like Jane's old sound, but utilizing like their new guitar skills and better mic presence and vocal skills, new electronic production skills, and the influence of just like crazy rage music that's dropped in like the past few years. And it like makes it just feel so fresh, but at the same time, like it's the most authentic thing that Jane Remover could have done. And it's like, yeah, I think a big thing for me on this album is like authenticity. Like it's easy to listen to. Like I can tell Jane like just made these songs because a lot of them were just fun. But at the same time, they're not afraid of like experimenting and being weird at times when they want to. Like, for example, Dream Flasher is one of the more normal songs on this album, I'd say. Like, it has a very catchy hook and it's like more trap inspired. But then like 2/3 of the way through the song, there's just this bass that like hits and takes over the entire song's mix and it just sounds crazy. And then another one, Star People, which is one of my favorite songs on the album. It's a jerk song. And then it has a beat switch to like an emotional guitar part. It's like, yeah, these are just like bangers that you can listen to all the time, at least for me. But it all feels like, it never feels like it's trying too hard to be either one of those. Like it never tries to be too accessible. It never tries to be too pretentious and like inaccessible. It's just weird when it wants to be and less weird when it doesn't want to be. And I think the album, I'll say I disagree with your thing about it kind of being the same song, like the songs being like a little overly cohesive, maybe.
It's not exactly that. I more mean they kind of blend together a little bit.
See, I disagree. Like I think it's very cohesive. Like it's brought together by certain stuff, like the Palkia sound effect on being on like damn near every song, and like just every song being really noisy. But I think it's still really diverse. Like you get Psycho Boost with Danny Brown. It's like hardcore electronic instrumental, and then with Jane and Danny rapping like really fast. I'm pretty sure Jane said that the vocals on that song are actually sped up because like they didn't actually rap that fast. And then you get Dancing With Your Eyes Closed, which has like an actual like EDM flow, but Jane still raps on it. And then Dark Knight Castle is literally like a string ballad, but it still has like the crazy like trap drops and sound effects. And also, I mean, lyrically, I think this album is like perfect. I mean, I think it's a 10 out of 10 album, I will say. Like lyrically, it's overlooked, honestly, how good the lyrics are. Like it's a lot of cool, like real flexes that connect specifically to Jane. Like I love the lines like, "No mom, but I still got kids," or "Bitches don't know what to call it, I'm like 3-0. But then there's also like, and I think a lot of people know this, but there's also like a hidden kind of sadness in the lyrics, it's not really hidden, but it's like, you know, you might think this is just like a confident flex album, but it's
There's
actually
depth
really
to it,
depressing. Like Dark Knight Castle and Fade Outs, it's most obvious, but it's on all the songs. There's a lot of lyrics about like getting betrayed by people and losing yourself in fame, but it all like comes together in like an inspiring way. Like Jane made it through all this stuff of being like done wrong in so many ways by so many different people and things, and this is just like powering through, you know. I can't let you bitches win. And my favorite song, I genuinely, as I said, I think this is a 10 out of 10, and for that reason I genuinely love each song equally, but I will pick a favorite. It's JR, 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 the outro track.
That makes sense.
Because, I mean, not only is it, like, really good, but it also, like, feels like it perfectly encapsulates every song on the album and, like, every theme on the album. Like, it's a very long song with a lot of just straight rap verses that just, like, kind of tackle everything. And I also love the music video a lot. Like, seeing that on January 1st, surprise dropped, was, like, unreal. Like the music video edited by Jane himself, it's so,
that is good music
it's
video,
so crazy. And also this song just has like the coolest beat drops, like the part where it's really quiet and it's like there's like a synth riser into just like this insane drop, and then the home switcher sample is just the craziest shit. Like hearing that just like kind of coming like slightly coming through in this like insane cluttered noisy mix feels like it's like being on level 100 boss fight and then like looking back on level 1, because Home Switcher now is like the first song on Teen Week, which is Jane's first project that's on streaming, and their first kind of hit song, but it's also representative of an era that's so far gone for Jane, so it just feels like so perfect.
That's actually like an
crazy.
amazing analogy.
The boss fight thing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I think of this album as a lot like a boss fight, and Jane's even said this themselves. Also, the outro, which is like, as in like the last 3 minutes, where the song is kind of calming down and getting more melodic with the vocals, makes me feel like every emotion ever, which sounds stupid kind of, but like it's like sad, it's happy, it's like satisfying, it's angry, it's just like feeling wise, no album nothing touches this song or this album in my opinion, and it's my album of the year, no doubt in my mind.
Oh my goodness.
I love all the Pokemon samples too.
That is really cool, actually.
What the hell is your album, bro? I actually don't know. Is this something, do I know this album?
Oh yeah, you know this album. You've listened to it.
Okay.
I'm excited. Oh my goodness. My number one album of 2025 that nobody knows yet is I Love My Computer by Nina Girashi.
Oh my god. Wait, I should have thought of that actually, because I knew you were gonna have that on your list. I just I don't know, I just wasn't thinking about it.
Like, oh my, like, I don't even know how to start with this. Like, I will say one thing. This and Hurry Up Tomorrow are very close. Like, I was close to almost switching them, like, last moment right before this video even. I think both of them are, like, amazing. They're on, like, a different level than any, like, album that's come out this year, in my opinion. But, like, this is just, like, the beat and, like, all the sounds. Like, it's so random, but they meld together, like, so well and so amazingly. Like, it's like if a robot and a human, like, collaborated on a project together. And what I mean by a robot is, like, a, like, cartoon robot. Like a bleep, blop, blorp, like, that type of, like, robot. And, like, they just, like, made an album together. And it sounds so good. And if you, like, listen to all of it, it's, like, so interesting. I think, like, it tells a really good story of, like, kind of obsession and, like, how far will you go to, like, create art and, like, closing yourself off from, like, everything else. And it encapsulates that idea so well while also sounding amazing. Like, it's so listenable and everything. I really liked iPod Touch and Delete. Those are my two favorite songs. I think iPod Touch tells like the best story. It somehow feels nostalgic while only being released so recently. Like when I listen to it, I feel nostalgic. And it's so hard to like explain why, because the song is kind of about nostalgia to an extent, but that doesn't make it just automatically like make you feel that feeling. Like there's something about it that just feels so like it brings me back to like being a kid. It's just like every like song on here like gets a certain emotion out of me. That's like not a common emotion either. It's not like I'm like happy or sad while listening to it. I'm like nostalgic or like wondrous while listening to it, and it's really just like I didn't like realize that like music could really like do that to me in that way before this album. And like I think that she just did an amazing job like with all that. And I want to like touch on the album cover again. I literally pulled it up. This album cover is so good. Like
Wait, let me focus.
Okay, yeah.
If that. Oh, yeah.
This album cover, you guys, is like unbelievable. Like I know it doesn't really matter to like the music is not the album cover, obviously. Like there's good albums with bad album covers and good album covers that have bad music and all that. But like every single like bit of this album cover is used up, and like there's no empty space at all. And I feel like that encapsulates the album too really well. Like it feels so full. Like every single point where there could be something, there is something. And there's no point where I'm like, oh, this song at this point could like use a little bit more of that or a little bit more of that. And it's so like every single piece of like possible like space is just used up. Like she knows so well what she's doing with all the electronic stuff. But at the same time, it doesn't feel cluttered at all. Like the more upfront sounds aren't like overshadowed by anything. Like there's stuff in the background that feels a little bit more distanced, but is still like there with you at the same time as the rest of the album. And it's just like an amazing listen. And I didn't even like love it the first time I listened to it. It really is like one of those albums where like the more you listen to it, the better it gets. And I've just like recently been listening to it so much in like preparation really for this video even. And it's just like been so comforting and everything to me, and I really just like love it as a whole.
That's top 10.
That's top 10 albums.
Okay. I guess that's about it from us. Let me know your guys' album of the year, favorite albums of the year.
Leave that in the comments.
I'm
we'll
really
say
interested to see
whether or not we agree with you or your take is not valid.
Yes. Like the video, follow me on
Subscribe,
Instagram, subscribe,
like,
hype the video,
hit that bell.
hit that bell.
YouTubers don't say that anymore.
Yeah, it's true. They don't really say that anymore. And I think that's probably about it. Until next year, you guys. Sasha will probably be in at least one video before then. But we'll see you guys next year for the
2026.
2026. And
Goodbye!